get the ladder, crew. And he's just boom, 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 boom. And the rifle guy's popping in and supporting him. Hey, it's the Chief Bonnie with board games and RPGs. Now we're in the midst of the breach, and I'm going to get to that in a second. But first, wanted to thank all the Patreon support. Picked up a new Patreon supporter. You can see their name at the end of this. It's where I post all my Patreon crew. So thank you very much. I've been on hiatus due to the flood. There's still no carpet in here, so you may get a little bit of echo, but I needed to get back in. The longer you're out, the harder it is to get back in. So we're in that south, well, it's to the south part of the wall, but it's the west hand team of Bartek's crew and the Needs No Citizens. It's going to be breaching. For those that don't remember, they snuck up or kind of rushed in, had a little bit of surprise factor, got Molotovs on the Humvee that was up on top of the little hump that they had made, and they took out the 50, and the Humvee is on fire. You do have LPOPs, which is listening posts slash observation posts that are up, and there were a few crew in the vehicle, although the gunner didn't make it. I'm showing a picture now. I don't have a map that shows like a wall that's being defended. Well, I had some maps that showed walls, but then they were inside like little forts and stuff. It's a heavily wooded area. So I picked a wooded area. The water line is going to kind of simulate a little bit of the wall that's in play, if you see that little bit of water. And then the white paper is just the hard breach line of the wall where the Neesnosians, I'm sure that's wrong, will be throwing up their breaching ladders, because remember, they're rushing across this open area. They're going to throw ladders up. They're called tan-colored tokens that have like the guys with clubs or running or pistols. Those represent 5 militia-type Needs No Citizens. The red markers are individual Bartek Marauder type guys. So they're 1 for 1. You'll see the troops that are up, they're placed in covered positions. They had built either some perched areas on the wall, or there were some kind of landings right below the wall where they had some cover. So they do have cover where their heads and arms are exposed, and you've seen that in the picture as well. And currently, with the fire on the Humvee, those units, I think we're going to have to ask questions if the fire's too hot for them to use the Humvee for cover or not, and I'll be using the Mythic emulator to answer all my questions. So, these are all NPCs. We do have LeFew, which is one of our operators that works for Krieg that was assigned this section of the wall. He's further north. There's also a question of seeing this attack, the Humvee, the 50 out, is there a chance for the warning to go out? The Humvee's on fire. So is that just the top? Is it just where the gunner is? Is any of it down in the vehicle? We don't know. So what I want to start with there is the possible radio call for assistance. This would be going back to HQ. I'll throw up a picture right now again showing kind of the drawing I've made of the base compound. That HQ's in the middle where that cafeteria was. They're coordinating. You've got Major McGiffin back there, and Krieg's up north, but McGiffin and his first sergeant are handling, talking and chatting, and there's clerks that work for Keen and Krieg that will be communicating if there's breaches and movement. So we're going to start with that. So the first question, using the Mythic emulator, is this crew manning this section of the wall able to put out that they're actually in danger, that they've lost their 50 and they've got a crew coming at them now? So I think the LPs, OPs, listening posts would have, at least one of them would have some kind of radio. That's typical. And of course the Humvee would. Now whether or not that Humvee, the fuel came down or not, I don't know. But I think it's likely that they would be able to get a call out. And I just noticed I don't have my percentile die. So as we roll this, we're going to first roll and see. Using the Mythic emulator, we believe it's likely. We do have a chaos factor of 7. It's still in place. It started at 5. That means it's gotten crazy, and it indeed has gotten crazy. Oh, 40. 40 even. That should be a yes. Yes. So the radio call has gone out to base. That they're getting hit, the 50's down, and they're in danger. Now, we know the radio call's gone out. I'm not going to immediately get the call into LeFew. There would be some lag, and, can they hold? I think this just means communications are open. Now, LeFew is up on a Humvee. He's got night vision goggles, but he's probably, roughly 75 yards further north, heavily wooded. There's even a question of, can that Humvee drive through this area? It's all really heavily wooded. Seems to me like it'd be difficult. Once the call goes out, if they're reached, we will get to that and cover that. We're also dealing with the Humvee gunner had the night vision. He's gone. However, although it's pitch black dark, this fire, I believe, means we're not in full darkness, which would be a -2 off of all the attacks for both sides, unless you have night vision. It's going to be a -1. We're going to call it dim. That fire is burning and lighting up this general area on both sides. Now, to set the stage on what the militia are trying to do, that front wave is rushing with literally ladders. They're going to throw them up against the wall, and up and over the wall they're going to start going. This is the breach that's in danger right now because they can't get enough fire on them. Maybe. I wanted to dial in on this. Again, there's multiple targets here, and we're going to draw for initiative. I do have the Bartek troops broken into 5 sections. So as I draw for them, I'm drawing for a section, and they'll take their movements or actions in that section. So all the militia and the Bartek crew are armed with AKMs. So basically the updated AK-47, they've all got the same thing. Remember, one counter of the militia that needs no folks is actually 5 of them. They're kind of armed with a mix of, assume, an AK-47 or an AKM, maybe a pistol, club, machete, but their main goal is to hit the wall and then breach and go over the top and attack in close combat, melee. I'll be pulling initiative cards for the groups as you see them on the map. So there's going to be 2 US in each group, so I've got 3 groups for them, and then I've got 5 different groups for the Bartek crew, and we're going to let them take their actions and initiative by group, just so I can keep this thing moving. All right, I'm going to first draw initiative for the ladder squads, and I'm just going to do all 5 of them in a row here, and then I'll do the initiative for the US 3 over to the left. So first, and this will be going from, let's just go the bottom row, 1, 2, 3, and then the top 2, which are filling in behind. So the bottom, we've got 9. I'll actually mark them here and probably take a photo, and then I'll do the 3 US. That's funny, I didn't pull out some of the cards. Well, we'll figure it out. They'll still go by order. So the top left, not bad. Not bad at all. So going in initiative order, we have these troops that are with the Humvee, which actually makes 100% total sense. They've just seen these Molotovs come in. Their 50 gunner is burning, and they are up on a mound, but that puts them with some view out. But I'm curious, when your Humvee's on fire and your buddy's on fire, I think rather than returning fire, at least one of these guys, I think is going to want to use an onboard fire extinguisher and see if he can put the fire out with his buddy. Do one at a time. So I want to see if either one of these guys, we'll see. First, I think it's likely that we try to put the fire out. Chaos factor is 7. We're going to go for the unit that's 0, 1. Whoa, 97 it's not a, it would have to be 99 for a strong no, but that's a no. He's not putting it out. He's going to engage, as I knock this round, he's going to engage these guys in some shooting. Interesting. All right, let's see if O2 will put this fire out. 31. Well, no wonder. Maybe they're working in concert. He's going to try to put that fire out. We've got a gasoline fire. I want to resolve that first. This will be Unit O2's action. He's trying to put the fire out, and with an extinguisher and the gasoline, I think that's somewhat unlikely. 55 or less, 55 or less. Ooh, you got a 41. All right, fire's out. Let me switch this over to a little bit of smoke. Now, the interesting thing here is, which I didn't even count on, we're going to be moving back into full darkness, which is a -2. You got to assume you've got some kind of moonlight, open area, but a -2 to hit. Now, inadvertently, this probably makes it easier for these militia to come up, get their ladders up, and breach. But the fire wasn't out yet. This is all going on simultaneously, so we're still going to have a -1 to all the shooting on this particular round. Future rounds will be back to -2. All right, we've got one of the infantrymen with his M1A2. We've got a ranged combat. I've got all the infantrymen just at a B agility and a B ranged combat. Same for the gunners with their strength and heavy weapons. Whoop, no, heavy weapons. Yeah, we'll just use B. I'd want them with an A, but the other one's B. It should be B. So we're just using B on all of these. Again, these are NPCs, but I felt I needed to dial in and show these attacks. So short range, no problem. We've got -1. We've got moving targets, another -1, knocking us down to the 8-sided die. Very difficult. We do have all of the attackers are in the open. The U.S. troops are going to be in some form of limited cover, which will help them out greatly. The M1A2 has just 3 ammo dice that are going in, and I'm just going to say they're picking the one that's right in front of them, and they're gunning up. Well, I don't know. Is he shooting at someone with a weapon? I think that would be very likely. 82. Yes, he's picked someone with a weapon, not somebody carrying a ladder. Maybe that's a problem, but he's going for somebody that could be shooting at him. Let's see what we get here. Ooh, we've got 1 hit, an 8, and a 3. And our ammo dice, we've got a 6, 5, 4. So we have 1 hit, and what that means is that does 2 damage to one of these Bartek Marauders, but you get to add this 1 round for a +1, taking it up to a critical hit. Now, with critical hits here, I'm not going to go in and use the chart. These are all NPCs. These guys are just dead or critically wounded, and they're out. So one of these militiamen are gone, and they're out. I'll park them over here because I know I'm going to be using groups on other sides. And that is, how many rounds did he use? We've got 6. We've got 15 rounds out of his mag. All right, initiative 1 is over. Initiative 2 are our troops up to the north. And we're going to, let's see, I believe our 249, which is a, yeah, we're going to go with, again, 2 Bs. The same modifier applies. We're down to the 8-sided die. However, we've got a lot more of the ammo dice. Oh yeah, 2, 6. Total of 6 ammo dice. So he will be shooting a whole lot more. And I guess the question is too, who's he going for? Is it again going to be, I think he might be shooting for the ladders. Let's see. I think it's 50-50. Is he shooting for the ladders? 54, yes he is. So here's how 50-50 works, Chaos 7. Chaos 7 actually means on a 50-50, I know that sounds weird, you got to get at least a 75. He is aiming for I guess the guy with a ladder. See if we can stop the breach here. All right, let's see. We've got a 1, not good, and a 4, so that's not a hit. And these other ones do not matter unless we want to just use suppression, which we do not want to. I do not want to do suppression. So we can re-roll this, we can push it. It could, well, with this 1, I can't re-roll the 1, so that's going to cause a little bit of stress on the weapon. And if I get another, which is quite likely, another stress marker, another 1, either on my ammo die or on this die, the gun's going to jam. You know what? They're a little nervous. He's ripping off some rounds. I've got 2 other hits on these ammo dice. If I can just get this other die to roll as a hit. Come on, baby. Don't jam. Ooh, I got a 7, which means he actually hits. And I rolled another 2 more hits here. Perfect. All right, so I ended up with a 7 for a single hit. I am going to take 1 stress to the rifle, or to the 249, however. All right, but this means he gets 7 for a hit, which does damage of 3. And then the very cool thing with this is each one of these can be added in or added to somebody that's in their same area. So I'm going to go ahead and do the critical hit. Since he's aiming at this ladder crew, I picture these militias just close in tight. And I think I'm going to add these other hits to them as well. So he's just putting 2 hits. I'm going to wing it here a little bit because I can't remember. I know they've got to be close and they're packed in. I'm going to do 2 hits to another militia. They're out. The ladder guys dropped. Now they're down to just 3, and then one of them has taken a wound as well, meaning they're at, let me make a note, the northern group here. We're going to say the wound was serious enough that it just drops, you know, he's shot in the leg and he can't continue. So we got 2 militia. We'll see if they can recover on their turn. They're going to want to pick up. I need something to represent a ladder. I'm going to do a hazard token to remind me that they need to pick up that ladder if they're going to get that thing up. So our other guy's a rifle guy. I think he's going to fire at these militia as well. Well, hold on. Does he fire at the militia as well? Likely 82. Yes, he does, under a 7. 90, just barely. So we know our modifier, if he can get 2 of these guys, unlikely, but if he can get 2 of them, the militia will be wiped out. It'll just be these 2 Bartek crew with them. We got an 8 and an 8 and a 6, 5, 3. Very nice. That's actually 3 hits, so we can do. So the 1 hit, and then the second ammo die, I'm going to take out yet another militia, and then we're going to wound the final militia. And again, I don't think these militia are working through wounds. I think when they get hit, especially as they see themselves getting devastated in this area, I think their motivation's pretty low. So I see the 249 gunner saying, get the ladder crew. And he's just, and the rifle guys popping in and supporting them. And they're just hammering these guys. And as they go down, not to mention when you're firing, which is why the -1 on the dim, as you fire, your muzzle flash does light the area. And they're able to really pour concentrated fire in on that ladder group. And they're gone. So that northern group has, the militia are gone. There's still 2 Bartek. So they could pick up that ladder and follow on through. Interesting. So we're going to pull the militia off, and I'm going to show the ladder just kind of sitting down in between. All right, card 2 is done. And card 3 is actually going to be the back right-hand side militia members who are further back. I think they continue the rush. And So they're not as close. Let me do a little shift slide. They're going to move across the open ground. They've closed the distance. And I want to see, does this team get a ladder up? They're not up and over yet, but they've closed the distance. They're at the wall. And I think it's likely that they've got a ladder up. So chaos factor 7, they need a 90 or less. The ladder goes up on the wall. 60 even. Ladder's up. So they haven't fired at anybody. They're just rushing. That actually makes sense. All right, the ladder's up. They're not over the wall yet. Let me put them right up on the water, or right up on the wall. All right, they are done. We go to, I had no 4. The 4 was in the deck. I'll fix that later. Doesn't matter, we're going to order. So what makes sense is the last U.S. team that can fire, and I don't believe they can see the guys that just got up flush with the wall. They're down at too much of an angle. So the ladder's up, but they can't see them or shoot at them. However, they do have a unit that's actually very close to them, and they're going to shoot on them. This is where I have the M240. So the 240's got a rate of fire of 4. And we do have the BB and the -1 for moving target, and the -1 for the dim means we're at 8-sided die. And 4, we're going to let him roll first. Then the M1A2. We got a 3-4, that's a miss, and we've got 2 bullet hits so it could do suppression, but again, we're pushing this, so we could jam. If we get 2 1s, it'll jam this 240 up. But he's gotta push it here. Gotta push it. Got 1 hit. We got a 6, a 2-2-2. So none of these, but it really did get her done. We've got 1 hit with the 6, and then we've got an ammo. So that's going to be a critical. But I didn't ask who they're shooting at. Well, I think, well, let's ask. Let's ask here. I think it's likely he would go after the guys with the guns. I just feel that's the case. Let's just go with the somewhat likely, which means I got to get an 85 or less. 85 or less, 83, so close. But yeah, he goes after the guys with the guns. So one of them is out. He's taken out one of the Bartek crew. I'm moving my wall around here. Hello, don't move your wall. One of the Bartek crew is out, and he's got 1 round left over, which means he hits but only does 2 damage. And I'm not going to put these Bartek crew, won't just give up the fight. I'm just going to put him prone, knocked prone, and wounded. All right, the M1A2 gets 3 bullet rounds. Oh, we got to mark 2, 3, 12, 14. All right, A2. I think he's... I like this coordinated. I think they would be saying, go for the guys with the guns. Don't go for these militia folks. Let's get the main guys that are leading them. He's going to shoot at this other guy while they were up, see if he can hit the other Bartek crew. Oh yeah, we got some hits here. He's got an 8 and a 6. And then we do have a 1, which would make it dangerous to push on the ammo die. But otherwise, it's a 4-3. Sorry, I knocked him around. We don't need any more hits, though. He's got 2 hits there and has fully taken out the other militia. All right, U.S. are done with their turn. Now it's going to be moving and breaching. So we've got 6. The middle crew. But they're going to hit the wall. And do they get their militia up and over? I think it is 50-50. Under chaos factor, they need a 75 or less. Yes, 32. So we've got militia coming over the other side. They're up and they're over. I'm going to put these, man, I'm moving it again. I'm going to put these militia coming down, and they're coming down literally right in front of the Humvee as it's being put out. The Bartek operator has not gotten up and over yet, But let me put another plus mark that we have ladders up and ready. All right, let's see. We're going to 7, which is this is where the 2 Bartek crew have been taken out. They're going to get their ladders up, and I'm going to go with, again, 50-50, 75. Do they start coming over the top? 52, they do, and this is right on our U.S. troops. So we're going to have them do a melee. All right, this crew's got AKMs, machetes, pistols. It's a hodgepodge, and they're not that skilled, but our LPOP is in a position of cover. So it's one of 2 things I can picture. They're either kind of up on the wall via some kind of area that's been built below so that they're not fully exposed. They're not quite prone, but it's not like they're up in a defensive area that's really conducive for defending. It'd be very easy just to get hit, shot, and even fall off. So there's a +2 if they're prone. I'm going to give the militia a +1. There's 5 of them. We're going to start with the AKM, then go to a pistol, and then we're going to go to like machete, bat, spiked bat. We'll just go in that. So the AKM is a, let's see, we've got, these guys are not very well trained, so they're Ds on both. We've got 6s. They can't go any lower than that. And a rate of fire is 4. So they're already low, but we do have, well, hold on. So we've got the +1 for them being kind of, the U.S. troops being in a bad position, not quite prone, but it's dim, which is a -1. That's a wash. And I may be missing something else, but we're going to keep her going here. So they're at a wash with 6-sided die. This is just the AKM kind of ripping off as they come up onto the actual top of this wall. And we've got a 5 and a 1, and then another 1 in the ammo die, and a 6-2-4. This guy's going to push it. That's going to mean he jams, though. But he'll get the shot off if he can get a 6. Yeah, whatever. He's crazed. So we don't re-roll the 1s or the 6s. We're hoping to get a 6, or he is. And he gets it. Oh my gosh. So he gets a 6 with a bonus 1, which means he's got 2 damage. That extra one is a critical. I want to see, he had partial cover. So the question here is, where does he hit? And the head and the arms are exposed. Ooh, it's a head. Oh my gosh. He's got a headshot. He is wearing a helmet which will absorb 1 of the hits. So it absorbs 1 hit, taking it back down to just the single hit. So we don't have the critical coming in. So 1 of them is gone, but it's still 2 damage. And I've got to figure out, is it to my 240 guy, yes, or is it to, let's just go, if it's 240, it's odd. It's even, it's a 0. So it's going to be my infantryman with the M16 has taken a round to the head. The helmet has stopped some of that. I don't know how much it would have went with a 7.62, but you got to figure the angle. But he's basically out. He's not dead, but he is down and out for the count, and I wouldn't count on him much more after that. Not to mention we got 4 more attacks yet to go. The PM, which is rate of fire of 2 and damage of 1. So damage of 1, rate of fire 2. Critically, you need to get a 3. Rate of fire is 2. Close combat, and he's only got 1 6 here. He's re-rolling. Everything else is just medium numbers. He got 1 hit. and the +6, and we again got troops within cover except for their arms and their head. Now it's his arms. The 249 guy gets shot in his arms. Everything that's under cover, they are right up on him. So he's wounded in his arm, and this is not looking good. They're getting shot at because now we're just going to say the rest are armed with machetes. Yeah, what is machete? Does 3 damage, criticals 4. So we just got to see, do they hit? So there's going to be 3 strikes machete. We're going to say the 249 guy has drawn some more attention from the first guy. No, but we're going to push. Still a no. So that one's gone. Now there's only 2 left. Again, machete attack. Wow, he might even break his machete. He's got a 1. We're going to push it. Nothing. Wow, 1 guy left. And again, we got a 1 and a 3. He's going to push it. His machete, I got another 1. I think what happened was he hits him. The machete buries in the helmet and gets stuck in the Kevlar. And he can't get it back out. He's got his arm shot and a machete stuck in his helmet. So he's wounded. It's got a machete stuck in the helmet. One of these guys is all just barehanded now, and they're in full conflict. All right, we'll go to our 8. That's just simply moving forward. There were 2 back. He's going to move. And does he get the ladder up? Same question, because there were 2 away. I want to see, does the ladder get up? And, oh yeah, 15. I think when I did that before, we were doing 50-50. Definitely gets the ladder up. 15 is a strong yes. I'd say they get the ladder up and their guys are perched on top, ready to come over the other side. So as soon as they start dropping over, and if they can envelop these guys, they're going to have a full breach. I think that extreme yes means they're up and over quickly. And we're going to put the militia guys, we're going to put these militia guys on the ground in the other side, and the 2 militia up on top of the wall. So they're the first 2 militia to actually get up on top of the wall, or Bartek guys, and militia on the ground on the other side. All right, we've got our last group, which is just these militia people. The ladder was down on the ground. I think with what happened with those guys getting hosed down, they immediately slide over and come in. They see this other group getting up and breaching, and they immediately slide in behind them. They're not up on the wall yet, but they're close. All right, we're going to redraw for initiative on this round. I think the first thing this middle group is going to do is their radio, they're going to put out the alert that they have a full breach and they need help now. And that will trigger the few coming down. So we're going to spin that. One of these guys has done exactly that, and the other one is going to fire his M16 with his 3-round burst at these militia that are standing on top of the wall, and see if he can just hit one of these that are standing right up on top, right up top on front of him. On front of him, we've got a hit, a 6 and a 4, and then a single bullet, and then a couple 1s, which doesn't mean anything unless we push it, which we won't be. So we're going to take out a militia, which means that center militia, he's going to spread his shots between 2 of them, wounding 2. And so 2 is going to be taken down to 3. Again, he's not looking to necessarily kill them, but when these militia guys get wounded, they're kind of out of the fight. So there's only 3. The call's gone out. Those guys are done. Now we move to the ones on the north side who are very successful. And I think they're going to, no, I know they're going to shoot at these other militia guys that were sliding over and joining the group that was successful coming over the wall. So first we have 10, which is the 249. So he's got 6 ammo dice. And now we're at full darkness, though. So full darkness, ooh, that's what that should have been, too. Well, he rolled a 6. So you rolled a 6. We'll just take that for what it's worth. So we got the 249. We're at -2 now. What else am I missing? I feel like I'm missing something else. Short range, yes. Full darkness, -2. Moving target, -1. We're already at 6. Can't get any lower than that. And we've got it. All right, let's see if he can hit. Ooh, he's got 1 hit. Where'd my other 6 go? Where'd it go? Oh, there it is, 5. And then no other round hits here, but we did have a single 1 come up. Yes, militia, who's taken a hit. And we'll just drop him out. Oh, my goodness, come on. Don't move your wall. We'll take number 7 out. I know he hasn't killed, but he's seriously wounded and he's dropped. The M16A2, he's going to shoot in at the other one that was crossing over. They really devastated those guys. Ooh, we got another hit. And the second round. Very nice. So we got a 6, a 1. We're not going to push it. One of the ammo rounds hit for 10, 15 rounds fired on that. And he's dropped the other one. So both guys that tried to peel off ended up getting hit and taken out. The problem is these militia are down below them, and they'll be moving on their turn. All right, next we're moving to 4, which is this group that, 3, all the way over. These machete guys. Yeah, they're just going to keep hacking and slashing. So we got 4 of them on the O2. Yep, 4 of them on the O2. We've got the AKM. It's now full darkness. All right, AKM is right on top of them. I feel like there's a +2 for being so close or something. But here we go. He's got a hit. He's got a 6. And I think he would be shooting at the same guy he's already shot at. Let's see. He's got no other hits. He's going to push that. He's just spraying and praying. Still no other hits. But that does 2 more damage. He is out. Our other guy is shot in the arm. And he's got the pistol machete crew all over him. He's going to push it. No hits, but now the machete crew comes in. Oh, 2 6s. My 240 guys down. We got full overrun going here, and they're busy, but they'll be coming down off the wall next. So next are our middle crew, our militia 10, which are up on the wall. They are going to simply drop all the way down, and they're going to move into close combat with one of the guys on the Humvee. And we're going to put the militia single guy is down, and he is not moving. Well, he can fire at him, and he might even have friendly fire. We'll see. And my 10 group has 3 militia left. But them moving in did not give, they basically had to rush them. And they're not into full combat yet. And then the guy, the Bartek guy, comes off the wall, and he's used his actions to get up and over and down. So no combat. We go to 6. We've got militia on the ground. I think they're going to be moving towards the Humvee as well. And you've got them converging on the exact same group. There's like a horde coming at that Humvee. Goodness. And then we're going to have the two Bartek guys are going to drop down on the other side of the wall. So they were up on top, and they're basically just positioned. I do think now that they're down, or maybe even as they got up on the wall, they would have been able to engage the LP, and I think they would engage that LPOP. So let's do that with their AKMs. They'll have 6. Again, rate of fire is 4. They're shooting now right down the line, which means the cover is no longer an issue. There is no cover. And we do have the -2 darkness. So we got 6-sided die. Yep, DD, and here we go. No hits. If I push, no, I won't push because I've got 2 1s in the ammo die and a 1 on one of the target die, so we'll just let that go. Otherwise, he would jam up. But the other one's going to shoot, do the exact same thing. No hits, but no 1s here as well. He's even got a single 6, so he'll push it and re-roll these guys. Ooh, and he rolls double 1s, so he is jammed. Bartek jammed AKM. All right, so he's jammed. I'm going to throw him upside down and prone just so I can remember. Got it. These guys are done. The 7 goes. So these guys were the ones that had their, they were up on the wall. The militia are down and on the other side, but not yet attacking. And then I'm going to put these other guys on top. All right. On a side note, the radio call went out. These guys have all taken their initiative. I am curious. Looking at the map in the heavily wooded area, I think it's very unlikely that the Humvee that LeFew is on can just drive the fence line down. I think there's too many trees there. I mean, I think you could work through, but man, I think at night, you don't have your night vision. He's got them. I'm going to roll and see. I think it's very unlikely that the Humvee can just drive to this firefight. So we're saying a 50 or less, 79. Did we get into, nope, had to be 91 for extreme, no. 20 in each section, about 7. So he could tell the Humvee and maybe leave a guy on there as a gunner. Try to get down to that action in any way you can. And I'm going to take the other 5 guys with me, which means he's bringing a 6-man fire team south. Now, that's going to take him a while to get there. Just looking at it, it looks like it's about 75 yards to get there. But he can hear the massive amount of gunfire. You had the flames going there for a while, lighting up that section. He's not going to get there, I believe, for 2 more rounds. They've got the call has gone out. Boom, they've got guys coming up over the wall. They're calling a breach. Leave your spot and head south. So can he even get down here in time? I don't know. They look like they're about overrun, except for these guys on the wall. All right, so let's go for, let's just see the U.S. troops now. We're going to go for the one furthest north. Ooh, 5. Not good. The second one, 4. They're not going to fare very well. We've got number 1, the group to the north there. 3, that big conglomeration in the middle. And then 2, that militia group that just needs to now get off the wall after clearing those guys and come and get some action. So this is round 1 has started here. So there'll be 1 more, and then LeFew will come in at the start of round 3. If these guys make it, we'll have to see what's going on. So one's the guys to the north. They were shooting. Got to remember, these guys jammed up. One of these other guys jammed up. I think the one that isn't jammed is going to, well, I know what he's going to do. He's going to keep shooting at these guys over on the side here. See if he can get some rounds in. And he does. Ooh, he does not want to push though, but he's got, holy moly, he's got 3 ammo hits. One and then a 1 and another 1 and his 6. So he has a critical hit on, is it going to be the 249 gunner? If it's even, yes. Or the 249. It is even. 249 gunner is down and out. Just got hammered. You can target somebody else that's in the same hex and count those as 2 hits as well, which means those 2 guys are out. All right. Well, I'm going to go look at the tech skill. I don't know if this is right, but we're not going to linger here very long. He's just got a baseline. Can he clear his jam? And no, he does not clear his jam, so the other guy's still stuck. But boy, howdy, we're down to just the 2 guys on the Humvee. The militia on Chit 02, there's 4 of them. They drop down on the other side of the wall, and they move 1 hex closer to the Humvee, which is turning into, let's meet in the middle. All right, we've got number 3 is going to go, and this is everybody and their mama. I got a feeling we're not going to get to 2 rounds here, but we'll see what happens. All right, we're going to keep this simple. They're moving in and mobbing this guy, but it hasn't happened yet. And these guys got to fix their jam. We're just going to go with the tech roll of the 6. Not cleared. Not cleared, so the 2 guys on the wall are still trying to fix their jam. And I think we're just going to have our other militia guys on the front of the Humvee. And it's smoking, and I just feel like he has perched up on top of the Humvee. Kind of like he's signaling, come here, come here. He's not. So you've got 7 folks on this one guy. I don't even think we need to roll on this. They move in and decimate him. Now the other one, there's 4 guys and it's a troop. I'm curious, can he hold up? They've got a mix. We've got 1 guy with an AKM, so let's see if he hits. He does, and he's got 2 ammo dice, and that ends that right there. They have taken the south side, the west breach, sorry. The guy on top of the Humvee, he breaks out, opens up, he's got a flare gun. He puts it straight up in the air, aims it slightly to the west, and releases. And a starburst goes up off to the west. The signal has been sent. Full success. Breach has occurred. LeFew is about halfway there on foot. He's moving through. He's got his 5 guys with him. They're out. They're moving through trees. They're creeping around. But they're creeping and moving fast at the same time. And they see that flare arch and head westbound. And LeFew puts out, shit. So we will pick up our next episode there. Whew, that ran a little long, but that was interesting. Wow. Okay. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. I know it's a little tough. You got to drop that down, hit that little like button. It helps me out a lot. And we'll continue to dial in on this. And I know I'm playing fast and loose sometimes, maybe with the rules not quite, but we're dealing with some different things. And if I see an overrun, it's an overrun. We don't need to roll for it. Keep the action going. Keep it going, baby. All right. It's good to be back. See you guys.